Just hop in general on Discord in the Northeast Coast Dynasty. Yeah, there we go.
Hello.
Hey, what's up? Let me. Where the fuck is Discord? I guess it's fine. Can you guys hear Garm okay?
Test, test, test. Hello, guys.
Uh, all good? Okay, that's fine.
All good, thanks.
Okay, just audio real quick. Yeah, okay. Alright, so I've been meaning to like ask a lot of the uni players who have been around for a while how they feel about this version of the game.
Um, yeah, I think this version of the game is definitely like a lot closer to the power levels are pretty close to where they should be,
Mm.
I would say. Feels a lot better than the patch where Hyde 2 touches you. Um, Actually, I was like pretty uninterested in playing Hyde, but now I'm like kind of getting back to it just because I'm not randomly killing people anymore for it. Um, and I think that that's the shared opinion among like everyone that this is much better than like launch Uni 2.
Mm.
Though for me personally, I would say I still prefer Clear, but I think that's a me particular thing. Uh, a lot of other people are like pretty happy with where Uni 2 is right now, minus some qualms about balance.
Yeah, I think that's something that can't really be avoided, especially
Mhm.
nowadays, because it feels like developers just want characters to be strong just because they look like they should be strong.
Yeah, I think the design philosophy of like really shoring up all the characters' weaknesses still makes this some aspects of this game a bit difficult to play.
Mm.
Um, yeah, I was talking in someone's chat last night about how like this is no longer a game about who deserves to win. You either win or you don't. And then if you don't win, I guess you keep playing until you win next time. Is how it feels now. Because defense is very like you just have to pick a time to challenge, and then if you don't and you die, that's too bad.
Because I also think a lot of people are when we found out that a lot of certain OSs were gone, it made defense a
Hmm.
lot weaker, which people because that more or less is the hallmark of this game, where defense is very rewarding,
Hmm.
but I do think a lot of people kind of over exaggerated how strong defense was to some degree because you still need to attacking still gives you the resource that you need to win in the game.
Hmm. I would say defense is pretty strong. It's interesting because like I think Komodo at some point said like defense in Uni 2 is stronger because the mechanics are stronger, and he's right.
Mm.
But it's more so that defense is less stable now. I would say
Yeah.
it's not that it's less strong. You have like creeping edge and the Buffio and everything, but you get punished really like a lot more for being wrong.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, it hurts more in this version than it did in Clear ST.
Hmm. For sure.
What was the other thing I was gonna ask? So how do you feel? Yeah, how do you feel about Hyde now? You touched on it a little bit, but can you go a little bit more into how you feel about Hyde in this 1.11 version?
I mean, his reward off of a most egregious hide hit has been greatly reduced, right? So, dash C, which is the do everything button, it goes over lows, it crushes OS. It's a very fast like move that goes across the screen. I think you lost 300 damage on it on like an unmetered conversion for the optimal.
I,
So that plus all the damage changes, the damage nerfs to like Infinite Warfender, it's really made it feel like I mean, I'm still really strong,
yeah.
but you really have to earn your wins a little bit more
Mhm.
rather than just getting two random hits or two hits plus a throw to win a round. So it feels when I play the character now, it feels less like I'm just cheating people out of wins. So I'm glad to go back. Though Hyde is still a very strong character. I think a lot of people have him in their top three or some of them even have him in their top one still. So
Yeah, that sounds about right to me. I feel like he's amongst top like 3, 4, with a couple of
mhm.
with like Carmine, Yuzu, Laundrekia.
Yeah, that's I think yeah, those four are really the characters to be looking out for right now. Still. Ugh, Yuzu. Yuzu's never gonna get nerfed. I don't know. Maybe I'm complaining, but the strongest Yuzu in North America right now is not entering tournaments or Danny Sun. He's just unranked, and then once he sees you, he just puts you in a first to 10 and farms you.
Oh, you mean Rurik?
Oh no, I mean Trock actually.
Oh yeah,
So Rurik is pretty good, but Trock is like, I mean, Demon is in his name, you know.
I
He's
have
actually
not
playing like a demon right
seen
now.
him play in quite some time because I don't see him on ranked. Well, I'm not at the position to see him on ranked, but I barely see him play.
Yeah, when I play him in ranked or in player rooms, he feels like the strongest Yuzu player that's active. Rurik and Carpo are obviously quite strong as well, but Trock is just yeah.
He really doesn't enter shit. He just
He doesn't enter shit. It's the worst because he's like playing. He's in my opinion, he's playing the strongest out of all the Yuzu players.
mm.
But then after this, I was like, yeah, I don't feel confident about entering brackets right now. I'm like, how much more do you need?
It could just be a confidence issue because a lot of people they'll play fine in casuals, but they play a tournament and they're a completely different player.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I do believe that's what it is. I think if he plays that way in bracket, he would definitely just like get top eights or even top four all the time. But it's his preference, I suppose.
Uh, what was the next question? Uh, so I know there are a couple people who net play who don't really enter anything like Trock. Do you have anybody
Hmm.
else in mind? Because I don't know that many net players off the top of my head who are really good.
Let me think. Okay, so I think Trock is definitely like the really strong one who doesn't enter anything.
Mhm.
Um, there's also a certain high player that doesn't enter due to you know actual reasons of being banned.
Mhm.
Um, I'm not entering too much not play wise. Kurose is also another really strong uh, Seth player who's been around for a long time and he doesn't enter. I think he goes by like milk tea or something referring to boba. He's really good. Um, not many other players are coming to mind because I do feel like the current player base is pretty active
Mhm.
in either the Netplay tournament circuit or offline.
Okay.
People travel out. Oh, and Jasrid.
Oh yeah, that's right. I've seen him play a couple of times. Yeah,
Hmm.
I think he's strong.
Oh, and Jake has really been like he's been off the grid kind of. He's still here and there. Like he'll pop up on rank sometimes, but he's not entering too much lately. He's been AWOL since like the beginning of Uni 2, from what I've seen.
I Yeah, I think you're. I've barely seen him as well.
So Jake Big Horny. His Twitch name is really funny, but I don't know if I should say that
Arms
on
are so
stream.
godlike.
Probably
He's
not.
giving him advice right now
Yeah.
as we speak.
What was the other question? Because mostly it was just about how you feel about the balance of this version of the game right now. Because I personally felt they addressed some of the egregious shit that was going on, which is great. But
Hmm.
there is what was it? It's like some weird inconsistency issues with some like grid gain stuff, especially with Steer Ender. Like some
Hmm.
characters who just can barely use it. And some characters who are like, yeah, Steer Ender is the best Oki in the game for me, easy.
Oh yeah, Steerander is really interesting. We're seeing some characters like Akatsuki and Ori just like deliberately lose the grid on Steerander just because it gives them a really consistent like Oki setup.
Hmm.
Um, also, I think uh, yeah, there's been like a very quiet like creep of Oki. Like a lot of characters have really stable Oki situations now that they can run. I don't feel like we've really Like it hasn't sunk in yet. I think how strong those are
Mm.
completely. But definitely versus Akatsuki, it feels kind of impressive. I'm an Akatsuki hater, so I can say that, I suppose.
What was the last thing? I didn't write any of this down, so I'm trying to like remember what I had in mind. Uh, oh yeah, is there like a underrated character that people are just like, oh yeah, this character's bad, and you're like, no?
Um, Hard to say. I'm like randomly losing to Chaos now, but I feel like he's getting bell curve because there's not too many opportunities for matchup experience against him.
Mm-hmm.
Um, let's see. Let me look at the character list. Uh, I do think Chaos is not that strong of a character, and people need to play the matchup more.
Mm-hmm.
I think people might be sleeping on Tsurugi a little bit. People have really written him off. A lot of the new characters are like there are a lot of new players on those characters playing them for fun. So people haven't really evaluated them based on like their capabilities
Mm-hmm.
that much. Um, like for Kaguya, there's a few like skilled representatives, but for Tsurugi, the strongest player is Redblade, and I think the some of the other Tsurugi players are starting to catch up. Like for example, yesterday we saw Reaper have a pretty good run in Lost. I think that character's people are going to find out that character's actually even more annoying when he gets to like play a very uninteractive offense and
Mm.
just trap you there, which Reaper is just right now getting around to doing.
Yeah, because every time I think about Tsurugi, I'm like, this character, because people say he's a gorilla, and I'm like, I agree, but I feel like there's a way to play him where everything he does requires a certain response. If you don't do it, you just don't get your turn right away.
Right, Tsurugi offense can be very similar to Wagner's. I think he does less damage, but he can jail you the same way that Wagner does and
Mm-hmm.
force you to like take really high risks to get out.
Yep,
Huh.
that sounds about right. Yeah.
And I think quite a few people did remark that the Linnae changes were a bit excessive, but if you haven't realized that Linnae is like really strong and her current kit makes it really annoying to zone her, you should be thinking about that too.
Yeah, I don't understand why she's now the fastest character in the game.
Yeah, that matchup was really miserable for Hilda before, and now she just zips across the screen and she's like running all the way past my dash C into the dead zone. And I'm just like, okay, that's not fun.
Okay. I think that's it for now. I will definitely try to have something more structured in the future later, but right now I'm going to try to get the Dynasons to have more days once I figure out who can stream when more consistently, because I don't know. Mondays seem weird because I don't know how people's schedules are on
Hmm.
Monday, and Tuesday is just Tuesday, so we can't do anything at a certain time, which means Tuesday's not going to be happening. Wednesday will probably be possible on my end, but I have to figure out what my schedule looks like as well.
Sounds good. I'm going on vacation next week, but then when I'm back, depending on my situation, I may be able to like take one of the days too for Donnie Sun streaming.
So that was the only thing I had an issue with last season was I noticed immediately we didn't have enough days
Mhm.
streaming so we could have people play, and we also didn't have like the first and second Dan rank nights to help people like play each
Oh
other level up.
yeah, yeah. I think now that we have more people, it's that's a really good idea to just have a lower down lobby.
Yeah, and I'll probably do that after this week. I'll see if I'll see if we could just make it a week of just first and second Dan, and then if we have none of those left, then we could just hold regular lobbies afterwards. But
Oh yeah, that'd be cool too.
most likely it'll be next week after this week because I think I'll try to run one on Wednesday, one on Thursday, and then I'm not here on Friday, so we'll see who can run what over the weekend.
Hmm.
But yeah, that's that's about it. So I don't want to hold you from playing on that play.
Yeah, I actually ran away from Azure after game one.
Oh,
He showed up in chat chasing me down, so I'll get back to it.
okay, all right. Thank you for stopping by. I'll hit you up
Yeah,
again later for this stuff.
yeah, for sure. See ya.
Yep, peace.